Hey guys, welcome back. This is Unit 2, Lesson 8 on intellectual property. Intellectual property, or IP, is anything that is made by a company or an artist or, let's say, a teacher or a student that is their own, meaning that it's original content. It can be a painting, a drawing, an essay, a book, a short story, a poem, a picture that they took, a movie that they made, cartoon, what have you, right? Intellectual property is a lot of stuff. So, like for Disney, for instance, Mickey Mouse is intellectual property. Or for Nickelodeon, right? SpongeBob is intellectual property that they own and that they can make money off of, but no one else can because it's their intellectual property. All right, so let's get into this. You can click these little arrows to toggle the standards. So let's get into the standards. We've got evaluating licenses that limit or restrict use of computational artifacts when using resources such as libraries. And then for impacts of computing, using public domain or Creative Commons media and refrain from copying or using material created by others without permission. Describe trade-offs between allowing information to be public and keeping information private and secure. Our essential question for today is, what kind of rules protect everyone's rights when we use each other's content? Well, rules applied to intellectual property are called copyright law and or Creative Commons licensing. The directions. For this assignment, we are going to be using the provided Google Doc, which you'll find down at the bottom of this page. If you need help getting that opened up and submitted, you can always refer to my video there. I know you've slept a couple times since the last time you did one of these. Your job is to follow along with me in this video and answer the questions and fill the tables as I do. Consider the assignment to be more like a notes assignment, since this is probably the first time you've ever encountered a lesson about copyright and Creative Commons usage of intellectual property. And when we're finished, we're going to make sure we get our assignment submitted on this assignment page for a grade. This assignment is worth 100 points. And make sure you do watch this video because I'm going to give you all the answers, right? But first, let's watch this video on Creative Commons.
This video will introduce you to Creative Commons licenses, which make copyright easier to understand. Let's say you create something. This thing could be creative, like a picture of your cat, or scholarly, like an essay about cats. Because you are the creator of this picture or essay, copyright allows you to decide what people can do with your creation. When you are the copyright holder, people have to ask you for permission before putting your cat picture into a PowerPoint or adapting your cat essay into a movie. Getting permission can be time-consuming and complicated for both the creator and the user. This is where Creative Commons can help. Creative Commons exists to make permissions explicit and straightforward. Creative Commons licenses use icons and simple language so that creators can make their intentions clear and users can be certain that their use of a work
Accidentally paused it.
is legal. These different licenses help people understand if and how they can use, share, or build on a work. This icon means that only non-commercial uses are permitted, so no one can profit from using your picture. This icon means that no one can make changes to the original work, such as photoshopping a dog into your cat picture. This icon means that someone can change your work, but their version must be shared under the same license as yours. All Creative Commons licenses give credit to the original creator, preserving your reputation as a creative genius while the world engages with your work. Licenses can be attached to most things, including blog posts, images, artworks, journal articles, and more. To learn more about Creative Commons licenses, visit the Creative Commons website or check out some of the other videos in our series.
All right, very good video. Let's head over to the activity guide. So You'll open this up from your assignment page, scrolling down. You've done it dozens of times at this point. You know how to do it. All right, in the activity guide, it says, activity guide, licensing your work, knowing your rights and respecting the rights of others. Copyright. A copyright is the exclusive legal right to print, publish, perform, film, or record literary, artistic, or musical material, and to authorize others to do the same. Creative Commons. The Creative Commons license helps content creators explain what other people can do with their work. The Creative Commons license has different parts that you choose from to say exactly what is and is not allowed. For each part of the Creative Commons license, give a reason someone might want to use it. So let's go through these 4 Creative Commons licenses. Our first one is this icon, which just is a circle with a person inside of it, and it's abbreviated by the word by. So typically, you'd see this icon, by, and then you'd see the author's name or the creator's name. So if it was by me, it would have this symbol and say by David Decker. And then the description for this is an attribution. It's others who use this work must give credit to the original author. So if you use a Creative Commons licensed piece of intellectual property with this symbol on it, that means that you have to give credit to the original author or creator. Your reason, and then we need to give a reason to use each of these things. So why would we use some piece of artwork or a picture that someone else took? Well, I want to, I might use an attribution for an image I've found because I want to use that image on my website. So it might be like a picture of a giraffe, right? If your website is about animals or a zoo that you visited, right? Something to that of that nature. All right, next one. NC, non-commercial. Others, and a non-commercial attributed license means that others may not use this work for advertising or to make money. Okay, so I might use non-commercial license, so say the, for a piece of art I like and want to display on a website about the artist themselves. So in this case, I'm not trying to make money myself on this person's artwork. I'm putting the art on my website because I like the art, and the website that I'm making is about that artist in particular. So of course I'm going to be putting their art on my website. I'm not putting their art on my website for me to make money off of their art. I'm putting their art on my website to celebrate their artwork. All right, next one. Share alike. Users of this work must share any new versions under the exact same license. All right. So for share alike, that means that you can use their work, use their intellectual property, their picture, their poem, whatever, and you can make new versions of it, meaning you can edit it. So in this case, right, I might use the share alike license when I make an original meme. and put it on my website. So remember, a meme is just a picture that someone's taken or a drawing that someone's made, and then it has words on top of it, right? So in this case, right, you've taken their original piece of art, right, their picture or their image or whatever it is, and you've put words on top of it, making it a meme, and then put that on your website. You do still need to license that and show that that's by somebody else using this image for the Creative Commons licensing. And then non-derivative works or no derivative works. Users may only use this work as is and may make no changes. Okay, so that means that if you are using their picture or their painting or whatever it may be, then you can't make any changes to it. So like with share alike, you could make changes to it, but with no derivative works, you cannot make changes. So in this case, I might use no derivative, a no derivative works license when I'm putting an original image on my website for education or information purposes. Right? You're not changing it. It's not a joke or a meme or anything like that. It is strictly for information, education, or entertainment, right? But you can't change it. All right, let's move on. Other options. As you look at creative works online, you will see other ways to publish works. You can always read the instructions to help you understand what is allowed and not allowed for that creative work. These are just a few examples. So really, there's more than just these 7 versions of the Creative Commons licensing, but these are really the most common. GNU Free Documentation License, GFDL. You can use, the short description of this is that you can use the work how you want, but you must publish any new versions using the same license. So this is similar to share alike, but you have to notate that it's GFDL, meaning GNU Free Documentation License. So you can change it, you can use it as you want to, but you have to share it under this GFDL license. So reason to use it, I wanted to make some changes to the original work and put it on my website while also keeping the same license. All right, a Pixabay license. Pixabay is unique. Pixabay is a website by itself, and anything published there is under the Pixabay license, and that means that you don't use the work to make people look bad, spread dishonest information about things, or sell exact copies of the work. So I would use an image with the Pixabay license when I am just trying to be educational and not using the original work for entertainment, right? Let's see, public domain. Anyone can use the work in any way that they want. Public domain is similar to share alike in that you can use the work any way you want to. So public domain, I would use something, art in the public domain in any creative way that I like. Really. Let's move down here to the next section. Choosing the right license. For each of the scenarios below, identify the Creative Commons license that best meets the needs of the content creator and explain why you chose that license. Okay, so here's our 4 choices. The CC just means Creative Commons. So this is the way this reads out is the Creative Commons licensing for this is by, which means that you just have to give attribution to the original author or creator. And then Creative Commons by SA, which is by share alike, meaning that, back up here, users of this work must share any new versions under the same exact license, right? So you're going to say it's by that original author and then share alike. And then by ND, what does ND stand for? No derivative works. So Creative Commons by, you tell us who the original author or creator is, and then there's no derivative work, so you cannot add to, take away from, or alter that image in any way. And then finally, Creative Commons by NC-SA, by attribute to the original author, NC, non-commercial, meaning you can't make money off of it or use it for advertising, SA, share alike. Share alike again, users of this work may share any new versions under the same exact license. So while you can make any changes you want to the original work, you cannot use it to make money or advertise. Okay. Scenario 1. Ernesto loves to sketch and posts all of his drawings on his art blog. Lately, people have been taking his art and turning them into memes by adding snarky text to the bottom. Ernesto likes the idea of people sharing his work more broadly, but he doesn't want people to mess with his original art. So since Ernesto doesn't want anybody changing his artwork, what's the best Creative Commons license that ensures Ernesto's rights are preserved and why? Well, he should probably use non-derivative, right? So he should use CC hyphen by ND. And we'll say Ernesto should use this Creative Commons licensing to let people know he doesn't want them, doesn't allow anyone to make changes, if I can type today, to his original work. All right. Scenario 2. Maggie and Eric record short keyboard and guitar riffs, which they trade with each other to make larger songs. They dream of one day having a real musician sample their riffs in a song. They just don't want people to use their recordings without giving them credit. What is the best commercial or Creative Commons license that ensures Maggie and Eric's rights are preserved and why? So they're saying that they can use their work as long as it's being attributed to them. And they can make changes to it because they're adding it into other original work or other original songs. So it would be CC by SA, right? CC by SA. We'll say Maggie and Eric should use this Creative Commons licensing to let people know they can use the work and make changes and share it as long as they are given credit as the original content creators. All right. Next, all the way down here to the image hunt. Let's go online and find 2 different images with 2 different licenses, and we'll describe the image and license in the chart below. So the first thing I'm gonna do is open up a new tab, and I'm going to type in poison dart frog. Now this is the part of the assignment where you can kind of go on and do your own thing with the images that you look up. But some websites, you're not going to find the Creative Commons licensing, but a lot of them you will. Wikipedia is one of those that you will find the Creative Commons licensing. So let's go over there. And I did that by just clicking. So I get the image to show up larger over here by clicking on that image. And then I click here and it takes me to the website where that image can be found. And if I click here, it gives me the Creative Commons licensing. This one is public domain. So here we've got a poison dart frog. Licensing type, public domain. And the rule for public domain, right here. Control C, Control V. Anyone can use the work in any way they want. All right, let's do another image. Let's see. Let's go to, I'm going to show you a couple of websites where you can find images to use for school. Pixabay.com and picsforlearning.com, like that. Pics for Learning, the Creative Commons licensing is going to be the same pretty much. It's only for school, so Creative Commons for that is going to be like this, sometimes CC BY and CSA, or sometimes just CC and CSA, but usually BY, usually this one where you give attribution to the author if they list one. So let's go to animals and just go to amphibians and go to a gray tree frog. Sure. So on this one, the citation, Mary Rizzo. So it says this may be used by teachers and students in school for educational opportunities. The photographer retains the copyright to this image. So this one can't be used to make money or to advertise. That can only be used non-commercially, meaning that you can use it for education. So CC, Creative Commons by giving licensing info about Mary Rizzo, the original person who took the picture, non-commercial, share alike. So just remember you can't use it for anything non-education purpose. Pixabay. All right, let's go to a random image here. So I like this. Pixabay license here, free for commercial use, no attribution required. So yeah, you know, you've got these different options. Let's go back to Pics for Learning. And I'm going to go back to animals, back to amphibians, back to the gray tree frog. So let's put gray tree frog here. And then licensing type. Remember, we decided that it was by NCSA. So it is attribution. Non-commercial. And what's the third part? Share alike. Rules for using the image: must give credit to the original artist. Can't use in advertising or to make money, but you can make changes and use freely for educational purposes. There you go. All right, that's it for this activity guide. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to submit this on the assignment page back over here. And I hope you are a smarter individual with intellectual property. All right. Have a good one.